Hello, everyone. Welcome. Beautiful full moon, super moon, buck moon. Lots of different names for our moon that's happening on this beautiful day of July 3rd. So, get you some water or a beverage that you enjoy. Have a seat because there's lots of things that I want to share today. So, this could be a longer video than usual. But I am feeling drawn to share. And that's one of the reasons why I started doing these card pulls, because we're not alone. And I want to encourage and empower everyone as much as I possibly can by sharing some things that happened to me, because I feel we all are one. And just some big things have just happened recently for me, and just maneuvering through life and understanding the lessons that keep coming around, that spiral of life. And the lessons I was taught yesterday were disappointment and expectations. And those are two words that have been so ingrained in us. And when we get disappointed, when things don't go our way, things don't go as planned, instead of us just seeing it for what it is and knowing, okay, well, then that just means I need to shift a little and see what's going on here, being in the now in that moment. So I am going to read another from Kyle Gray's Raise Your Vibration, because it's something I feel that it's become kind of almost a word that's used a lot. Shadow work, going in the caverns is what I call it, going in the caves, the darkness. But this is vibe number 68 from his book. And it is, do not fear the dark. Mainstream media and religion have capitalized on human beings scared of the dark and the ideas of darkness. But darkness isn't evil. It's simply uncertainty. It presents the opportunity to experience the unknown. Darkness is a huge part of who you are as a human. In fact, during the 9 months your mother held you in her belly, you were in darkness. And look how you turned out. Furthermore, in order for your human body to rejuvenate, you have to close your eyes and trust in the darkness in order to sleep. When things go dark, we can, of course, get scared and overwhelmed, for we live in a physical world that thrives on control. But when darkness appears, know that it is an opportunity or even an assignment to step into trust. You aren't supposed to know everything that is unfolding. Your duty is to trust in the universe that created you and is within you. If you look up in the midnight sky, you'll see that without darkness, the stars cannot shine. You are a star in its next form. Therefore, it's important you remember that whenever darkness appears, it is presenting the perfect holding space for your light to be seen and recognized. You are a great light, and that light will never go out. Whenever you face darkness or uncertainty, it has the opportunity to shine. Call up this great light from within and let it show the way. So this is the vibe of the day. He usually gives kind of like a mantra. Whenever darkness appears, my light has the opportunity to shine. Whenever I step into uncertainty, I have the opportunity to trust. Thank you, universe, for holding space for me to shine. I'm going to say that again. Whenever darkness appears, my light has the opportunity to shine. Whenever I step into uncertainty, I have the opportunity to trust. Thank you, universe, for holding space for me to shine. Whenever darkness appears, my light has the opportunity to shine. Whenever I step into uncertainty, I have the opportunity to trust. Thank you, universe, for holding space for me to shine. Now, I read it 3 times because it takes us a while to listen and to have something really put in our brain. But the whole point to that is one word that has been a word of mine for every year for the past 5-6 years. Trust. Trust that all the things that are happening as they should. So the thing that happened to me yesterday, I'm not going to go into super detail because it's just semantics. But I had made all these grand plans and they fell through. So I was very disappointed. And the old Madaline would have been beside herself, which I was for a minute. I was like, okay, how can I shift my perception on something that is coming around again on a disappointment and expectations? So I said, I'm going to finish this thing that I had to do. I'm still, of course, still doing my studies for my for Qigong here. And I'm like, I got to finish my homework. So I'm going to do that. But then I'm going to give myself permission to really react and to sit with the things that happened, the disappointment of a plan falling through. And instead of things I used to do, which is call everyone, my close friends, my family, and just talk about it and talk about the story of how this happened and, oh, this is really bad and I'm sad. And, why do we do that? I don't want to bring this unhappiness or how I'm feeling to someone else. It's not for me to spread out that. It's for me to go in. It's for me to go into the darkness. And why am I feeling this way? And why do I get super upset when I'm disappointed? And why do I set these expectations and all these whys? Now, some of them are, as I mention almost every time in my videos, about conditioning from society, behavioral patterns that we learn from our families and our ancestors, and also from the media, right? I know I'm on a media right now. I get it. But we can discern what really is our thoughts. And I was not going to let those thoughts put me into a spiral to where I'd be upset about it for days and then I wouldn't be able to do anything and everything just got blown out of the water and I'm just going to be sad about it. There's nothing wrong with feeling those feelings, but not sitting in them for days. That is the lesson for me. So the darkness is needed because we must learn to trust that when things happen to us unexpectedly, because they do, how are we going to sit with it? What are we going to do differently? So before we get, thank you for letting me get that out. I wanted to share because I know we are all faced with a lot of different things going on right now. A lot of challenges, a lot of surprises, a lot of shocking things. And that is what's going on in these times. And we are being shown and being given the lesson to being in peace and calm in the chaos of the storm, being in the eye of that storm and being calm. That will take a lifetime or more lifetimes for me to master, but I am mastering it as much as I can in these moments. So I hope that that has maybe helped you or given you a little bit of insight and some things to think about. So let's get on to this full moon card pull, shall we? Beautiful full moon, super moon, as I mentioned before, in Capricorn. So it's a big one. And it is really igniting a lot of deep things for us to look at and address, which I think is an exciting thing. That's how I'm switching it up. This is an exciting time for us to figure out what we really don't want anymore in our lives. This has been a culmination of us coming up with what we don't want anymore. And I don't want these thoughts that I have when I am disappointed or something, my expectations aren't met. I don't want to feel the way I feel. I don't want to feel bad, angry, left out. I don't want to feel those. Again, there's nothing wrong with us having these feelings. It's just looking at them, being aware of them, and letting them go. So, all right. So I did read up and I did post it on my Facebook page, the full moon and the energies that are coming in with it. Now, this card pull is going to definitely highlight those as well. So this is a 4-card pull, and I'm using one of my most oldest and dearest decks. It's the Ancestors, Angels and Ancestors Oracle Guidebook, Oracle card deck by Kyle Gray. And of course, that's the book I read from too. As you guys know, I am just a big fan of him, and I just love his message. We all resonate with different people, right? So before we do this, before I spread out the cards and select them, as usual, I would like for us to sit for just 3 breaths. And we're going to do what I'm learning. I just learned this in my module, my class yesterday, in my Qigong class, a balanced breath. And there's many names for it, I know, in yoga and pranayama. But you're going to take an inhale for 5 counts and an exhale for 5 counts. Pretty simple, right? We inhale and, we hold the breath for 5 counts, and then we exhale and we hold our breath out for 5. So inhale, hold the breath, exhale, hold the breath out. So that's an inhalation and an exhalation through the nose. Inhale, exhale, and I apologize, we're supposed to hold the breath. But let's just take some deep breaths, since I obviously cannot get it right at this moment. So, but inhaling and exhaling through the nose, very important, as I'm learning. You know, mouth breathing is not the best thing for us. And it's not just because of snoring. We're expelling too much of something. And we want to bring in beautiful oxygen into our blood, right? Excellent. And instead of doing sage or anything of that, because I've done a couple today, done some saging and some Palo Santo here, we're going to do sound. And this is the Earth's resonance. It's 60 hertz or C7 sharp. So I'm just going to hit it 3 times. So as you guys know, sound is energy, and sound is a way to cleanse and clear the area and ourselves. Definitely check out some sound baths on this channel on YouTube. There's some wonderful ones. Okay, so now that we're grounded in, we're all here together. Thank you, angels and ancestors, for being with us at this time and revealing to us what we need to know at this full moon in Capricorn. we are willing to listen. And so it is. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. So there we are. Do my best to remember to flip over that deck and see what we've got. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Very, very nice. Okay, so the first card, my friends, is the theme that needs to be illuminated to manifest our highest good at this time. The theme that needs to be illuminated. And I love this card, obviously. It's the she-wolf. I mean, hello, is that not a serious goddess right there? The she-wolf. And it says, unleash the wild within. So this is the theme that needs to be illuminated to manifest our highest good. Unleash the wild within. Go in and be your true person, your true self, right? That is pretty self-explanatory, I think. All right, second card. What do I need to release to move forward? What do I need to release to move forward? Well, it's pretty obvious here. This is the autumn card. Release the old and rest. Release the old and rest. So that is an easy one to come across as well. Releasing, what do we need to release this time? The old behaviors, the old patterning, the old programming, the old ways that we come to, when we come to a challenge, can we do something new versus what we always do? So, love that. The third card is, what lesson am I learning so I can move through it to manifest my highest good? What lesson am I learning? And it is the High Priestess. It is harnessing the mystic power. So again, what lesson am I learning so I can move through it? That we have all that we need within us. We no longer need to look outside of ourselves. All that we need is within. We have all of this energy and power within ourselves, just lying dormant, waiting to be unleashed, unleashing the wild, people. Okay? And that really does mean trusting ourselves, trusting what we're feeling, trusting our intuition more. The last card is, what opportunities next await me? If I continue to work through all of these things, I unleash the wild within me. I let go of old things, old hurts, old programming, and I rest. I harness that beautiful light and power within. What opportunities await me? And it's the Hermit. Retreat and recharge. And this is just coming in. So we're in the season of summer here in the Northern Hemisphere, right? Pretty much in the middle of the year. The middle of the year was a day or two ago. So we're feeling the heat of summer. We're out there, we're socializing, we're doing all these things. However, are we doing these things for the right reasons? That's one of the things was in the full moon reading that I read from the astrologer people that I follow. Again, I put it up in my Facebook's post. I posted it on my Facebook. So the Hermit, retreat and recharge. So maybe you are doing too much. Maybe you are overworking yourself. Maybe you are trying to get all the things done. And this is definitely for me right now, trying to get all the things done. And when what really needs to happen is take a step back and really look at what you want to do and what you want to work on, whatever that is, right? So again, We are unleashing the wild within with this beautiful she-wolf energy. I mean, that moon, hello. We're releasing the old and resting is what we do with the autumn, in autumn time. We are harnessing our mystic power with the energies of the beautiful high priestess. And we are retreating and recharging. We are learning to discern when we need to take a step back and when we need to rest. And again, I said, these messages are for me. They're for you. They're for all of us. It's for the collective. And this full moon is a wonderful time to reflect on that. So the bottom of the deck is Father Sky. So this is the overall feel of this card pull. So Father Sky, trust. It says trust in the universe. Trust, people. We are being shown and taught the lesson to keep trusting when things don't go our way, when things are changed. There is a time to trust that all is working out for our best interest. And since I do have a little time here, there is a wonderful exercise in my Moonology diary from Yasmin Boland about this thing to write it down and then basically doing like doing a full moon ritual. So she talks about the heart and mind. So ask yourself, where have you been allowing your head to rule your heart? Logic to override your emotions, or fears to rule out your intuition. Write your answers on a piece of paper and then burn it while saying, I'm releasing all that negativity that stops me from connecting for who I really am. So ask yourself, where have you been allowing your head to rule your heart? Logic to override your emotions, or fears to rule out intuition. I could write a few down myself, but it's a nice little exercise. And if you're not really wanting to do that, then you can write the things that you want to release and let go of. That's always a wonderful full moon ritual. And you can write it on a piece of paper. You can go outside. Maybe you're going to be having a cookout later or a little campfire. And you can burn that and let it go into the ethers and let the universe take care of that for you by releasing it. It's a wonderful symbolic way of releasing. So I am actually not too far off of what I was trying to shoot for here time-wise. But I hope that you take all of these beautiful messages to heart and to know that we do have to go through darkness, but we are ultimately the light. So unleash that wild within. Let go of old fears. Harness that mystic power. And take care of yourself. Love yourself. Don't forget. I do it. Look in the mirror and tell yourself you love yourself. So I hope this has brought you a little bit of insight, and you can take these energies until we meet again, because now that we've got that beautiful full moon, it's going to start to wane. So I'll be back next week with seeing what the cards are going to tell us then. So have a wonderful rest of your week, and know that I'm always sending you peace, love, and soul. Thanks so much. I will speak with you soon. And feel free to leave comments. Of course, like, share, and subscribe. But just thank you for always being here and for watching. Take care.